Ripley's going to be doing this one, so it's fine.
Am I?
Yeah, you said you needed more practice.
I hate doing it, but I'll do it.
Why do you hate doing it? It's so fun. It's good practice. There's not that much mental energy involved in it.
There's so much mental energy involved in it.
Well, there's not. You click
Like
some
last time,
buttons.
I spent so much time cutting out your coughs.
Why?
Because you'd be coughing in the middle of me talking.
Yeah, that's more important.
And I was like, I don't think the audience wants to hear every 5 seconds.
Oh, great. Now we got to cut that out.
Oh, no, that's going to be like the whole intro.
There is one truth.
There is one truth.
Anyway, welcome back. Episode 128. Prattle Mindless.
That's a good number.
Those are the instructions, not the clarifications. I'm Jordan the Kneeless. That's Ripley the Spineless. And we are your hosts. Welcome back for another week. Take it away.
I clearly have a spine.
Now, if you keep sitting like that, that's good. Look, see how she straightened out? You saw it, right?
I have lumbar lordosis, okay?
I don't need your spells, all right? I'm just letting you know.
I have already got spine degeneration.
What did I just say about spells?
Oh my gosh.
Those are the same words.
But I think I told you the physical therapist I was seeing wants me to get tested for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's not a spell. Shut up. It's not a spell.
Okay.
It's like a genetic thing. And it would make a lot of sense, like with all the
Wizardry's
issues
in
I've
my
had.
blood.
So
Hmm?
next time I go up to Austin, I'm going to talk to my rheumatologist about that.
About your spell casting?
It's not spell casting. It's my shitty body.
You should talk to her about the spells then.
My tooth still hurts. I really don't know what I did to it. I think it was
I'm telling
completely
you,
fine.
It's you grinding your teeth at night.
Well, it's completely fine until we had that ice cream last night. Like, my teeth did not hurt at all. Like, I was eating fine. And then I had that popsicle, and it, like, ever since then, it just hurts.
Yeah, because it was already probably like a micro little like crack, and then the cold like hurt it. It's usually how that happens.
How do you crack a front tooth?
Grinding it in your sleep.
I can't
'cause
even
you
grind
don't
that
wear-
tooth.
Why not?
It doesn't work.
Well, we know it doesn't work.
Whatever. Honestly, I didn't take a lot of notes this week. Like, normally I'll be like, oh, this is specifically funny that I want to talk about. But
Notes. That's good. So I was on a work trip, and I don't know which story I wanted to tell, so I just kind of was hoping it would get there. Anyway, so I went to the seafood place, and I think we talked about it briefly. Sorry,
she was being weird.
Okay, the cat. And we talked about it briefly, but I was there, right? Went to the seafood place. It was right next to the hotel, so I was like, I'll just walk over there. It's fun. I sit down. I order some alligator, because why not? We're not near water, but it's fine. It was really good, actually. Got some alligator, got a beer, and then I was sitting by myself, so I like kind of angled myself towards the TV, because I was like, something to watch. I didn't need the TV. It was redundant after what happened. So across from me, like on the other side of the restaurant, there's these two women, and I think they were like testing the limits of how stretchy pants can be, because it was like overflowing. It was like if you'd never made a muffin before and you were just like, what if I pour the whole batter into one of the little tins, and then it was just whoosh, you know what I mean? Like, that's what was happening. And so when I got there and sat down, there was already food on the table. It was these two women. They're at a table for four. They're not at like a little table for two, They're at a table for four. And they both have their purses on the other side of the table, and they're sitting on their side. Mm-hmm. There's already food there. So I was like, oh, they already got food. Sure, whatever. And then I thought it was really strange, because one of the women, she was reaching over and grabbing food from like all of the baskets of fried food. And I was like, man, she's just going to town on her friend's food. Like, that's crazy. And then I realized, no, that's all for her. Because a waitress came out with a second, like 3 baskets of food for the other lady. and like tried to set it down, but there was like no room because it's not that big of a table, and they already had like 3 or 4 plates of food on the table, you know. So we meaning me and the okay. All right, cat. Thanks. Here goes the chess set. Asshole. We being me and the waitress, we're just looking at this like, where do we want to put these plates at? So she finally finds some space. God forbid you put like your purse on like the other chair or like hang it off, you know, like the back of the chair, like some
Wait,
people
they
do.
had the purses on the table?
Yeah, they were on like the 4 seats. They were sitting in 2, and the other 2 seats they had purses on the table.
That's so
why
fucking
would you
stupid.
need
Every time I've
table
gone out with
space?
my friends and like we have extra chairs, we always put like if we're shopping, all of our purses and bags go in the other chair. Like, why would you put it on the table?
Yeah, I don't know. It gets worse.
Sorry,
So
that bothers me.
No, it bothers me too, especially with this next part. So they set down the second 3 plates of food. So now there's 6 plates of food for these 2 women, and they're both testing spandex. Like they're both like, we're gonna rep this place right now, you know, like. And I was like, okay, what's each there, you know, whatever. I was bothered, but I was sitting there, and the first woman, in an attempt to make room, I guess, for the second 3 plates for her friend, moved her like baskets around, and instead of she took 2 of the baskets and she dumped it into the first basket. So now she's got this mound of food. But in doing so, when she was dumping it, she hit her soda and her soda spilled. But woman 2 was too busy going like, put the stuff down, put it down right here, like slamming in the table, like put it down here, you know. And I was like, all right, no need. Like he's obviously the waitress isn't gonna be like, no, this is mine, and walk away. Like she's gonna put it down. You don't gotta worry. I can see
How
how.
are you gonna be so gluttonous and then also be an asshole to the people bringing you food?
Yeah, I don't know. But so then, while she's like slamming on the table, the first woman mounds up her food, knocks over her drink. The second woman finally gets her food down. The waitress goes, "Oh, I'll get you some napkins," even though there's like one of those napkin dispensers on the table, because it should have been like a roll of paper towels for these people. But so they're like, "Ah, it's fine," and we're like, "Okay." So the first woman picks up the cup, right, and then instead of using the dispenser of napkins, woman 2 picks up her purse because that's what she's worried about, right? And then grabs a piece of bread and wipes off the soda and then eats the bread soda off the purse. And then they grab the napkins, wipe up the rest of the soda, and then she puts her purse right back down. Same spot. And I was like, what?
How much bacteria do you think was
What?
on the bottom of that purse?
I mean, if she cleans it regularly like that, not a lot.
I
I'm
doubt
just saying.
it. I doubt they
I'm
do.
just saying. But like, what a weird way to go about that, where you're like, oh, napkins can't clean this up quick enough, and I don't want to waste soda. Why don't I get bread and wipe my purse off with the bread
I don't
and
like
then
that
eat
at
it?
all. Don't like it one bit.
Meanwhile, I was just eating like a piece of alligator. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on over there. Like, oh. Alligator's really good. And then I got like some fish and shrimp, and it tasted like it had been sitting in water, like stagnant water all day. Not good.
Yeah.
But alligator's really good. And the show was good.
You just reminded me. Do we talk about like local stuff here? Is that like allowed or? Because I feel
No.
like we've talked
Alien
mostly about like
stories only.
Austin, but we haven't talked about like here a lot, you know.
We're only allowed to talk about alien stories.
Okay, so have you heard of Gordy Loca?
Gonna say no.
Okay, hold on.
All that story, and she couldn't even prepare anything.
So she's kind of like a local influencer.
Thank you for the air quotes.
So she's called a citizen journalist down here. And recently there was an issue because at one of the local Starbucks, she was like yelling and screaming at them. And so they asked her to leave and like had to ask the police to come and get her.
Mm-hmm.
But so the problem with her is like she'll just sit there and like stalk people and like she'll stay outside of that store and like keep recording them and like cursing them out and
Or like from the sidewalk and stuff?
yeah.
Okay.
She's been arrested multiple times. Like because in August 2023 she was doing a protest at a local school. And the police had to come out and arrest her. It was her 7th arrest. In 2017, she was arrested for allegedly misusing official information by publishing names of victims in sensitive cases. That one was dropped because it was considered unconstitutional. Oh, sorry.
You have this really bad habit of moving away from the mic because you think it's in the way. It's there to help you.
Yeah. So I just didn't know anything about her until one of my coworkers was like, "Have you heard of Gordy Loca?" And I was like, "No, should I have?"
That's exactly how you asked me a minute ago.
And I just, she calls it Hamrod News. Okay.
What a wild. Let's break that down. Hold on. Like, what is the rod of a ham? That's what I'm asking you. I'll ask myself.
I don't
though,
know.
I guess.
Frankly, I think it's just a name.
Is it like a specific thing, or is it referring to like actually like a part of a ham? Now I need to know.
I'm trying to find her Facebook page.
Hamrod. Oh, there's 2 M's.
That was a different type of news. They were just like featuring her apparently.
There's 2 M's in here. Yeah, but now I want to know. Definition. Like, what the hell does this mean?
Oh, she's got her whole website. That's interesting.
I can't find anything about Hamrod News besides like a Facebook group down here. But okay. Anyway, keep going.
I guess she mostly uses like YouTube and stuff, but it's kind of been disabled. But I don't understand how you get a following just by like harassing people over like.
Yeah, people like watching conflict. I don't know.
Well, you know, like she just claims like discrimination and stuff when she's literally getting banned from places because she's like screaming at people and harassing them.
Yeah.
But I just have like never known that as like a local thing. You know, I've never.
I love seeing the compilations of like pranksters or like that type of genre of like influencers, TikTokers, or whatever. And it's like, and it's just like karma. Like I'll see shorts every once in a while. Have you seen the guy who was going up to people? I think it was in Lowe's or Home Depot, and he was like barking behind them, like acting like a dog. And I guess he triggered this veteran. He comes up behind this dude and he barks, and the veteran like drops everything and turns around and grabs him and like slams him to the ground. And he was like, "It's just a prank." He goes, "You don't do that to me."
Yeah.
I swear to God, I was like, "Oh my gosh."
Like
Good.
you never know what
Fuck
someone's
that
going
guy.
through. It. Like I'd have coworkers who would like come up behind me and like touch me, and then I'd almost like hit them, and they'd be like, "Whoa!" And I'm like, "Don't fucking touch me! Like, why would you do that to somebody?" Like,
I saw one where did you see the influencer? I think it was a while ago. It was a few years ago, but he got shot because he was.
That was a hard left turn.
Yeah, he was in a mall. So this influencer was in a mall, and he was sort of doing the same thing where he would follow people around and just annoy them, but without touching them, right? Because he didn't want to, I guess, cross that boundary. So this guy that he was harassing basically kept telling him, go away, stop going, like, go away. So he started recording him, was like, leave me alone or I will hurt you, like, go away. And finally the guy was like, fine, I'll go away. And they walked off for like 2 seconds and then ran back up and was like, haha, just kidding. He goes, fuck you, and like shot him. And I was like, no, well, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Like, stop fucking around.
It's why. Like,
And the jury, I think the jury acquitted that guy and was like, nah,
Yeah.
you were being harassed and that dude could pose a threat.
You know,
Fuck
I've
it.
had conversations with people before. Like, I remember I used to work with this one girl who would do stuff like that and like always had an attitude, always had something going on. And I told her, I was like, I had this whole conversation with her about it once, and I was like, look, you should be glad that I am telling you this because she was like 17 at the time. I was like, you're going to grow up and nobody's going to talk to you about this shit, but you're going to say the wrong thing to the wrong person and they're going to beat your fucking ass.
Yeah,
Pardon my French, but I was like, listen to me now. I'm doing you a favor. Someone's going to beat your ass for this shit. Get it together.
Hey, more people need to get beaten up in the world.
Honestly, yeah. I don't like I don't get it. I'm like, your parents failed you. And maybe that's the thing. Like maybe mommy and daddy didn't love people enough. But like somebody should have taught you something before you became 35 years old harassing people online, you know? Like
I saw a map the other day that it had which states, like which people or which states had the most like gun owners in it. Which state do you think would be the highest? Because it surprised me actually.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Hold on, let me look. Massachusetts is number 49. I think you're way off. Like that was the worst. That was the second worst guess you could have made. Number 49.
Nevada.
Nevada's number 20. You're moving in the right direction.
Okay. California.
California. California. Where are you at, California? Boy, I am just kind of blind, aren't I? Dude, it's hard to read 50. All right, California's 50 or 43, not 53.
Oh,
That's
okay.
crazy.
What's the number one?
Where do you think Texas ranks on here?
13, 14?
Texas is 26th in gun ownership, below Nevada. Like, less people in Texas own guns per 100 residents than Nevada does. But I think that's also because of how spread out Texas is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really big-ass state. You could fit all of Europe in us.
So the states with the most gun ownership is the Northwest and Alaska, right? So it's Idaho, Alaska, Wyoming, and then Montana is number 1. Which
Alaska makes a lot of sense.
Alaska made sense to me. And you thinking about it, you know, Montana and Wyoming make sense because it's a lot of woods, a lot of hunting, you know, a lot of more rural areas than you would think. But I just thought it was interesting because I always thought it would be somewhere in like the South or the
Midwest.
East. Yeah. But I thought it was fun.
That is interesting.
But yeah, Nevada beats out Texas, which is strange to us. The only reason we're bringing that up because we're from Vegas.
Yeah.
It's not like we're like, haha, fuck you.
Just pick a random state.
You know,
What about South Carolina?
South Carolina is number 16.
Okay.
Pretty high up. Alabama way up there. North and South Dakota. Kentucky. That makes sense. Kentucky number 11.
I feel bad for Kentucky and Alabama.
What'd they do to you?
They just have some of the highest poverty rates in the country.
Okay. Feel bad for Arkansas. Anyway, if you're from Arkansas, good luck. Nah, it's pretty much Ohio. Ohio's pretty bad. Isn't Ohio like really low in like education?
I think there's a lot of Nazis in Ohio.
Plus, they're Ohio. That's got to be worse, right? Would you rather have Nazis or would you rather be Ohio?
Isn't that the same?
No. Ohio is Ohio.
The only good Nazi is a dead Nazi, so.
That didn't really answer my question, did it?
Ohio, I guess.
You'd rather be Ohio than have a Nazi?
Yeah,
But you can kill a Nazi.
that's true.
Can't really kill Ohio. We've been trying.
So, adult literacy in Ohio, according to the 2012 to 2017 data, about 18% of Ohio adults scored at or below level 1 on literacy assessments, meaning they struggle with very basic reading and interpretation.
Yep. Sounds like Nazis.
Yeah, I'm like, what state has the most Nazis?
I have no idea.
I just want to talk to you.
What state accepts this? Because you're not a state anymore.
Oh, I'm not allowed to look that up, apparently.
I mean, it makes sense that they don't want you to see that.
Okay, so, but Bloomberg has a article. Oh, the Anti-Defamation League has a heat map.
Oh, good.
It's called Hate, Extremism, Anti-Semitism, and Terrorism.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It's an interactive map. In the United States from 2024, there were 9,500 incidents. Oh, my God. Surprisingly, the Northwest has a lot.
That makes sense. I mean, I've seen Twilight, so.
Texas isn't that bad, frankly.
I don't know why you keep using Frank's name like this.
Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and Houston had the worst, but that's probably because of the big cities.
Yeah, it's because there's the most people there. Like, statistically, you're likely to have
I
more.
also feel like in states like Texas, if you're openly like a hateful person or like a Nazi or something like that, like you're going to get punched in the face. Like, these states don't give a shit. Like, cowboys are very anti-Nazi.
Cowboys.
They are. Like, it's antithetical to everything a cowboy represented back in the day, you know?
many cowboys do you know?
I mean, none. Apparently, Massachusetts was one of the states with the highest levels of white supremacists. Interesting, right? You would think that wouldn't be the case.
I mean, I don't really think about much of it at all, but yeah, I guess.
I think about something once, and then I have to learn every single thing about that thing.
I don't believe you because your research goes like surface level on a lot of topics.
It's
like,
only when we're like,
you'll click on a lot of articles, but not read like the in-depth parts of them. Like it's very different.
I just feel like people on the podcast don't want that super in depth.
I'm not saying you need to bring it up on the podcast. I'm just letting you know, like a lot of the knowledge I feel like that you bring is more of the I read 18 articles and I'm like, that's great. Did you get past like paragraph 2?
I did.
See, questionable. Don't lick your teeth at the audience.
It reminds me, I had a teacher, like, if you smacked your teeth, she would, like, get mad at you. Or if you counted on your fingers.
If you smacked your teeth?
Yeah, like, if you, like, type of thing.
Oh, now you do it every sentence.
Even if it wasn't towards her. And then it was 5th grade, and if you counted on her fingers, she would get mad. So I learned how to, like, keep my hand under the table and just, like, move my knuckles, basically, if I had trouble counting.
Yeah. Now, have you seen those videos of, I think it's, like, China and Japan, who have been teaching their kids a new way to do like complex like math and multiplication and everything using their hands. Have you seen those videos?
No, I've
They're
just seen the ones where they
fast.
like use the lines and dots.
No. Like these kids, I don't know the hand signals, so I'm gonna fuck it up. But literally, they just go like this, and there's like numbers that are flashing on the screen that just say minus this, plus this, times this, and they'll just go like this with like I don't know what the symbols are, right? And then at the very end, they like take like 3 seconds and they write down like 19,453 and like hold it up. And I'm like, gosh.
I remember when I was
like,
doing my
oh
undergrad
gosh,
at UNLV,
that's crazy.
I had to take this math class, and the professor was from China. He would get so mad at us. Like, if we couldn't do a calculation, like, instantly, he would get pissed. And I'm like, I understand that where you're from, this is normal, but this is America, and we're kind of dumb.
The U.S. has single-handedly, like, ruined education. Like, we're so bad at education. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm not super smart by any means.
I think you're pretty
but
smart.
I'd like to think that a majority of people were at least decent enough that they can do math and things. But then talking with some of my coworkers, like pretty regularly, I'm like, hey, what's this count? Like I'm just asking for like the equipment count. Like there's a room of things that aren't alive. They just sit there. And every day we have to count them. And then I verify the count and then I go report that the count is still accurate.
Yeah.
And then I walk into this room and I'm like, hey, what's the count today? And they're like, well, it was this. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, go count again. Your count doesn't match what we're supposed to have. And they're like, well, I counted them. I'm like, okay, go count. And it's not like you got to count in your head. You could write down little tally marks.
Yeah.
You could like do whatever you want. And every time it's like the second or sometimes the third count that they get it right. And I'm like, you're counting objects that don't move.
Well, also, if like when I have to count stuff at work, I always count it twice. Like I count it once, and usually we have so much stuff that I always just go ahead and count it twice just in case I've missed 1 or 2 things. Like if you know you have trouble with stuff like that, like you need to learn how to, adjust.
Yeah, it's almost every time I go in there for the count that it's wrong. I'm like,
Although,
how?
I will
how
say,
are you off?
Me and my coworkers get into an argument at our shift supervisor meetings. We have gotten into so many arguments just about math where I have literally just sat back and been like, are you fucking kidding me? This isn't like complex equations. This is like, what's 3 days from today? But they'll try to count from, they'll be like, today is 1. And it's like, no. Today, tomorrow is 1.
Yeah.
Like it just like stuff like that where I'm like, I'm not good at math. Okay. Like I've always really struggled with it.
3 days from today, 1 today. You're like, no, today doesn't count. You got to count from right now. How many hours? 24 tomorrow.
Yes. And it just stuff like that where I'm like, okay, what? And I try not to be elitist, but I also have coworkers who will call me intelligent, but like an insult. No,
I will shame coworkers. I'd be like, I don't know how you messed this up. You need to fix this. Like, figure out a way. Go on abcmouse.com. I don't care. figure out a way to get better at this because you need these fucking skills.
Yeah,
Like
like I said, I
had,
get it. I'm bad at stuff too, but I've had to teach myself different ways to do things because it's important.
yeah, like I had one of my, I guess you call it like HR, admin, whatever it is. But she was getting a little bit behind on stuff because her coworker's on maternity leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, well, we need to find you someone that you can train, like briefly in the interim, so that you can, have some help. And so the person that we brought in, we were like, hey, here's the stuff you need to do. Here's this and that, whatever. And he's doing the best he can. But there's sometimes where I'm like I was working from home one of the days because I had to come home early for a different meeting. And I called and I was like, hey, I need the numbers on the whiteboard. Like there's a whiteboard sitting next to where he's at. And there's numbers like per section. I was like, give me these numbers. I need them for this presentation real quick. And so he reads them off to me, and I'm like, those numbers don't match what numbers I had earlier today. I'm like, I just need the verification that I wrote them down correctly. And he's like, no, these are the numbers on here. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Let me look. And he's like, oh, yeah, the numbers changed for this and that. And I'm like, why would the numbers change? The reports don't change. They change tomorrow. And he's like, oh, I thought we did this today. I'm like, man, we have never told you to change these numbers, but the one day I need them, you change the numbers. I'm like, come on, man.
Wow.
What are we doing here?
Not our best.
Mm-hmm. That guy's in charge of pay. So that was no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I was like,
when I used to be
man,
like a
what are we doing
manager,
here?
like the things I heard managers say, I would be like, bro, I don't think I'm that smart. Kind of like you just said about yourself. Like, I'm not crazy genius or anything, but when I'm around some of these people, I feel like the smartest person on the planet. Like,
nah. There's some people where I'm like, you need to go back to like middle school. But
but then at the same time, I understand like education is very different in different places, and like I feel like some schools or states specifically try to keep people stupid because they want like worker bees, basically.
no, I feel like that's the American thing of like, oh, we've lowered education so much that like to the point where it's irrelevant, or we couldn't pay teachers, but then we can spend $250 million on was it ICE just got $250 million, and we're like, yeah, but we can't spend that on education.
Did you see
Why?
that they got more budget than like the entire military?
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing here?
It shows our priorities as a country, but I also think that's why that like charter schools and private schools have become really popular. Because I think parents are very aware of this, and they're like, I'm not going to subject my children to that system.
Mm-hmm.
Like my friend Sammy just became a teacher for a charter school. I was very proud of her.
I still think, for all it's lacking, you should send your kid to a minimum public school or an online school, not a homeschool, unless you are a licensed teacher and want to do.
Why you did homeschool for a year, right? Like, why?
No. That's homeschool is very different from like an online school. That's what I'm saying. Like an online school was just like, it's like you taking college classes online, except I did it for middle school. I did middle school classes online where I sat through lectures. I listened to teachers. I had to present things just over the internet.
Okay.
Right. But it was 2 classrooms and 2 people. Homeschool is like your mom's going to sit you down at the kitchen table and be like, 2 + 2 is 4. Just hold up your fingers.
Yeah,
Like,
my mom didn't
different.
graduate high school, and she never got her GED, so that
But
wouldn't have worked for me.
I'm seeing a lot of people like, oh, I don't trust the education system. I'm going to do it myself, which is fine if you want to do that. But maybe be like a licensed teacher if you're going to do that.
Well, I mean, I also thought, like, if we were to ever homeschool kids, like, why wouldn't you get experts in that subject? Like, oh, okay, you want to teach your kid about this.
Like hiring tutors?
Not even that, but like I could teach a kid English and stuff, right? Like, I'm about to be qualified to be a teacher. So, like, that's one thing. But I wouldn't teach a kid math. I'd be like, okay, let's find a specific thing that will teach you math. Or if you want to do PE and stuff. Like, if you homeschool your kid, I feel like they should have to do outside activities, like, especially for socialization. Like,
outside activities?
Like, they need to pick up, like, a sport or a dance or something outside of school,
That's what my middle school did. They one of the classes was that I had to get one of my parents to sign off that I had either done something physical or gone to some social event or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. So I'd either, go swim for an hour, go for a run, practice whatever sport, whatnot, go hang out with some people and talk with them or whatever it was, and then they'd sign off on that.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good experience. It was good for what we were going through at the time, but overall, I think it's still better or the most beneficial to either go to a in-person school at least through high school.
Yeah.
But if you can afford it, go to like a private school because you're gonna get better education. That's just the facts.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's why I think charter schools have gotten really popular because like you do have to pay a little bit, I think, but it's not necessarily the same as like a private school. Like you don't pay as much. Like you don't have to be rich to do it. Or it's kind of like the magnet schools in Vegas, you know? Like I thought those were really great. I always wanted to go to one.
yeah.
And then I just didn't because I let my ex-boyfriend talk me out of it. But I was stupid in middle school, so. What? Why are you petting my laptop?
Yeah, just middle school. All right, come up with the title. Go.
Mindless education?
That was a long silence to cut out. Nah, that's boring.
You don't have to cut out long silences. You just have to show my face going like.
Yeah, that'll work for the audio listeners. She hates you, audio listeners. Just
I
so
mean,
you know.
I don't, but.
She does. She won't even come up with a catchy title.
I forgot to do the thumbnail last week.
The what?
The thumbnail.
I swear that is not what you said.
What do you think I said?
I'm like 99% sure you did not use the word thumbnail just now.
I did. What did you think I said?
No. No, I don't believe that.
You can believe whatever you want, but I said thumbnail.
I'm going to listen to it. We'll listen to it together after this, but you got to come up with a name. I've named like the last 5 episodes. You got to name this one. All right, well, this has been Mindless Prattle. Ripley will come up with a name while she's editing.
I can't do things on the fly like that.
I'm Neelis the Jordan. That's Spineless the Ripley.
I'm not spineless. Just mindless.
You see that way she bent? No spine. No spine.
My spine's just flexible, damn.
This has been episode 128. If you've got Kindle Unlimited, be sure to check out Ripley's book. It just hit about a week ago. We've already got a few listeners.
Few listeners.
And so we appreciate you guys. But make sure to check that out. We'll be back next week every Monday where you get your podcast and Tuesdays on YouTube. I hope you had fun. I know we did. And we will see you next time.